With football season quickly approaching, we are in the final days before the THSCA coaching school. So to gear up for coaching school, we're going to talk with one of our partners who will be down there. We are joined by Kevin Yoxall, Yox for short, the territory manager for the Great Lone Star State for Dynamic Fitness and Strength. Yox, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I'm glad you pointed out Coach Yox, because when you mention Yoxall, people don't know who you're talking about. So,
well, my last name's Pickle, so I get that completely.
Everybody. My mother calls me Kevin, but that's about it.
Absolutely. Well, Yox, thanks so much for hopping on with us. Just for anyone who's watching this that might not have an exact idea what dynamic fitness and strength is, can you give us kind of the bird's eye view to start off with of the company?
Well, we're a manufacturing company that's out of the state of Wisconsin. We're in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. And as you said, I'm the territory manager for Dynamic Fitness and Strength. We cover everything from A to Z. We're a turnkey company as far as our manufacturing. Of course, squat racks, bars, bumper plates, a variety of machines, both cable and plate-loaded machines, selectorized and plate-loaded machines. And we've just got a variety of equipment. A lot of what we hang our hat on is how well we can customize equipment for different coaches' needs. And I think that's one thing. As a former strength coach, I did it for 33 years. I bring to the table is that I've got a little bit different view than most sales reps that I think some of these coaches will come across in terms of just kind of seeing. You mentioned bird's eye view. I kind of see it as well, especially in the high school level, because you have such a variety of from one end to the other of athletes. And so our customization allows us to meet those different needs of different size players, different ability of your athletes and things of that nature.
Absolutely. And we'll focus on that equipment side. That's super special to be able to sit there and customize it. I know that y'all do a lot of the facility layout too, to where you can take what you need and make sure that it's in the right spot. What makes that equipment and being able to customize it so important for coaches to be able to coach their kids correctly?
Well, I think from the aesthetic point of view, I think it gives the players, the athletes, both boys and girls, men and women, a lot of ownership in where they're training. And I think and that's kind of morphed over the years. It's certainly become a bigger part of the whole picture of the kids' training, for them to walk in and see their school name or a certain word on a rack.
Mm-hmm.
Nolan High School over in Fort Worth, for example, they did 15 racks with me here recently, and on our wraps around the rack, they picked out 15 different words.
Wow.
So each rack had a different like strength or power or commitment on the rack, and that gave those players and the coaches ownership of that equipment. And so that's extremely important. And then you've got different sizes of athletes, as I mentioned before. And we've got 9-foot racks, and we go down to 8-foot racks, and we have different connectors that put them closer or further away. A variety of adjustments on our machines, both our selectorized machines and our plate-loaded machines. So we give ourselves a lot of room to be able to adapt to different sizes of the players.
Very interesting there. And really, Dynamic Fitness and Strength is a one-stop shop, because not only can you customize all the equipment and everything, but I know that on the website there's educational blogs, the coaching academy, and a ton of educational tools, which I feel like
Yes.
If you got the equipment, you need to know how to use it. So can you kind of talk about that other side of the business that y'all offer?
Well, we're very fortunate to have Joe Ken as our director, of our vice president for education. And Joe does podcasts. He's on, I lose track of my days. This is Tuesday, tomorrow night. He's doing a webinar and podcast tomorrow night on a variety of different subjects. So we're really fortunate to have Joe on the staff leading the way with that aspect of it. And because some coaches, many places now have a designated strength coach, like what I've done before in the past. But a lot of times you have a support coach that's also the strength coach, and there's certainly nothing wrong with that. But he's probably teaching class too, and so he or she they're wearing a lot of different hats. And so a lot of times that educational piece that could be added to what they do in their program is extremely important. and we see the value in that. Our VP for sales, Craig Sowers, his background is a lot like myself and Joe's. He and another sales rep we have, Steve Bortmaker. We're all former strength coaches with double-digit years of experience. Joe Ken and I met well over 30 years ago. Wow. In this business. So we have some coaches, former coaches that are now sales reps, or they're in a position like Joe, and I think it gives us a little bit of extra edge when it comes to educating coaches and making sure they get the right product.
Absolutely. And you led me directly into my next question here of you've worked at all levels of football, whether it was in professional, collegiate at Rice, TCU, Minnesota, UCLA, Auburn for 14 years, and then the high school level with Midway and Strock Jesuit. What to you, as a person that has coached in many different states at all the different levels, what makes the state of Texas and the football that we have here so special?
Well, you're going to get into a pride thing a little bit with me because I was born and raised here. I'm from Dallas, went to Bishop Lynch High School. And, and people, I've lived all sorts of places in all different states. And the high school football in those states is excellent as well. But Texas, they're just the population. There's so many schools. It lends itself to being so much more competitive. And just there is there's an emphasis put on it. Not that there isn't other sports as well, but it's just always been there. It's a little bit hard to, it's a bit abstract sometimes, but it's just huge, and it always has been. There hasn't been a time when it was not the ultimate high school sport, especially here in the state. And as I said, I've worked in other places, as you mentioned, that had great high school football. But I think it's just the size of Texas, which we're all proud of, and the different variety of football that you get in terms of styles and things like that. And then 6-man football. We've got, a lot of states don't have both your normal 11 on each side and have 6-man. We've, because of the size of some of these communities, we've got 6-man, which I think is awesome. I love watching them play, and I think it's great. So I think the emphasis on it is just always been there. If you're looking to read a good book, read the 12 Mighty Orphans about the orphanage over in Fort Worth. The movie just came out. It's a true story. And just communities like that are small, but they're my goodness, they're still going to try and play football in some way, shape, or form.
Absolutely. And that's something that we agree on completely. There's just something about the state of Texas. And that's a big reason why I think that Dynamic Fitness and Strength and Dave Campbell's, this partnership is so perfect, because we have that love, not only for the game of football, but we have that love for the state of Texas. How perfect to you is this partnership between the two of us, and just really the same goal and mindset of growing the best sport in the best state?
Well, when Craig Sowers came to me about being the territorial rep for the state of Texas, he kept hammering to me how natural it was with me being from here. And I wasn't seeing that, just right away. And then he pointed out to me that I needed to look at my phone and see how many contacts of coaches, trainers, athletic administrators, strength coaches, sport coaches that I had in my phone. And it really opened my eyes that, I've been gathering these things over the years, but I didn't realize how many people I had. And again, I think there's something about having a rep here in Texas that is from Texas, born and raised, lived away for quite some time, but we've been back for almost 10 years now. And that I think that just makes a difference, as far as my background in strength conditioning, my background in athletics, and now in being born and raised here in the state of Texas. I just think it's a natural thing. And I was gonna brag a little bit too. I was actually mentioned in Texas football a long time ago in 1970, my senior year in 1977. So I don't know if you could even fathom that. They were just, they gave little write-ups about the school. I went to Bishop Lynch High School, and they mentioned the starting lineups. And whoever was writing back then, I don't know if it was Dave Campbell did all that or what, but they were very descriptive, I guess. They used a lot of adjectives and things like that. And I was mentioned as being senior rock-ribbed center, Kevin Yoxall. How they came up with rock-ribbed, I have no idea.
Dave, man, anyway. The king of adjectives. I got to tell you, it's funny. Well, that is so great. And we completely agree. And we know we are so excited to be seeing you down in San Antonio. But for anyone who won't be down there at coaching school, where can they go to reach you or to learn more about dynamic fitness and strength?
Well, I'm not hard to find. There's not too many Yoxalls in Texas, that's for sure. As a matter of fact, we're all related, I think. But yeah, they can call me. Can I go ahead and give my number right now?
Absolutely.
Is that okay? My number, it's an Alabama area code, but it's 334-750-9972. Or I can be reached at kevin.yoxall@mydynamicfitness.com.
Perfect.
And if they can't reach me through any of that, all they need to do is call the main number for Dynamic Fitness, and they will get right down to me, message to me, and I will get to them right away. I live in Waco, so it's somewhat of a central location. They don't call it Central Texas for nothing. And I think what people are finding is that if I can get to you as soon as possible, I'm going to definitely get that done.
Absolutely. Well, Yox, man, we look so forward to seeing you and the entire team of Dynamic Fitness and Strength down in San Antonio. Coaches, go hit them up if you are down there, and if not, the contact information was given there. But really appreciate the time.
And well, I appreciate y'all, and we are gonna be doing a free squat rack giveaway at the booth. You got to turn in your information, delivery information, right there at the booth. So make sure you sign up for that. Come by and see us. I want to put a lot of names and faces together. Perfect. And I'm really, really looking forward to this. Fired up.
Very exciting. Well, we'll see you down there.
Okay. Thanks so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.